Hello, I am Vibhuti Chandana and I am presenting the research paper Static and Dynamic C++ Code Analysis for the Recovery of the Object Diagram by Paolo Tannella and Alessandra Potrick. Here is some information on the authors. Paolo Tonnella is full professor at the Faculty of Informatics and at the Software Institute of University della Svizzera Italiana in Lugano, Switzerland. He is also honorary professor at the University College London and is affiliated fellow of Fondazione Bruno Kessler at Trento, Italy. His research interests are software engineering, software testing, empirical studies, and search-based algorithms. His H-index is 56 according to Google Scholar. Alessandra Potrick is a researcher at the Institute for Scientific and Technological Research in Trentino Institute of Culture at Trento, Italy. His H-index is 8 according to the Semantic Scholar, and I could not find his picture on the internet. This paper was presented at the International Conference on Software Maintenance in Montreal, Quebec in October 2002, and it has been cited for 23 times. This paper has three key research pointers. First, the authors have proposed static and dynamic analysis techniques for the extraction of the object diagram from the code based on a program representation called the object flow graph. Second, as a subproduct of this analysis, the authors have presented a novel approach to object-oriented testing. Third, the usefulness of these techniques is illustrated on a real-world public domain C++ system called Guten Browser. The motivation behind this research is that while several tools support the recovery of the class diagram from object-oriented code, no work has so far been done targeting the problem of statically characterizing the behavior of an object-oriented system by means of diagrams which represent the class instances and their mutual relationships. The object diagram represents the sets of objects created by a given program and the relationships holding among them. The elements of the object diagram are instances of the elements in a class diagram. As a consequence, the objects in the object diagram represent specific cases of the related classes. Their fields are expected to have well-defined values, and the relationships with other objects have a known multiplicity. While the class diagram summarizes all the properties that objects of a given class may have, the object diagram provides more details on the properties that specific instances of each class possess. Moreover, the object diagram is the starting point for the construction of the interaction diagrams, where information about the message exchange between objects is added to the class instances, thus focusing the view on dynamic behavior of a set of cooperating objects. Two techniques have been described for the recovery of the object diagram. First, static analysis. Second, dynamic analysis. The static computation of the diagram exploits flow propagation to transmit information about the objects that are created up to the fields that reference them. The data structure on which flow propagation takes place is called object flow graph and contains as nodes the program locations which hold a reference to an object, while its edges connect two locations when there is a program statement through which an object is referenced by the first location can be assigned to the second. The OFG cannot be derived directly from the code. Some of its nodes can be created only when partial results of the flow propagation are available. An incremental construction of the OFG is conducted and intermixed with the propagation of flow information about the allocated objects. First figure shows the main loop of the algorithm. The procedure for this incremental construction of the OFG examines each program statement and, if necessary, adds new edges or new flow information according to the type of statement under consideration. The incremental construction of the OFG is described by the procedure shown in the second figure, which considers the case where the statement to be examined is an assignment with RHS and LHS. In case RHS or LHS are class fields, the related locations can be obtained by expanding their prefixes into the sets of objects having them as fields as described in the third figure. The figure on the left shows the code of a program implementing a binary search tree. When the object analysis algorithm is applied to this C++ code, the main loop which invokes the incremental OFG construction and the fixed point procedures is traversed 4 times, and the OFG produced during such 4 iterations is depicted in the figure on the right. The object diagram obtained after the analysis of the binary tree example is shown in this figure. It should be noted that the associated class diagram is much less informative because the three elements, node 13, node 17, and node 20, are collapsed into a single element node with two auto associations left and right. The dynamic construction of the object diagram can be achieved by executing the target program on a set of test cases with the tracer program activated. Each program execution is associated with an execution trace, and analysis of which provides the object diagram. The figure shows the dynamic object diagrams produced in three executions of the binary tree program. In the first case, all child nodes are added on the right. In the second case, the tree is balanced, while in the last case, only left children are present. Static and dynamic extractions of the object diagram produce different but complementary information about the instantiations of the classes performed by the program. The relationships between objects indicated in the static object diagram are a conservative superset of those instantiated at the runtime. Moreover, it may happen that some of these relationships are associated to paths that can never be followed for any input value. In the dynamic object diagram, objects are replicated each time a same allocation statement is re-executed, thereby giving a better idea on their actual multiplicity. However, such a diagram is always partial, being based on a limited and necessarily incomplete set of test cases. As a subproduct of the analysis for the recovery of object diagram, two object-oriented testing criteria can be defined: object coverage and inter-object relationship coverage. The coverage of all objects in the static object diagram is always desirable, since it ensures that every object creation that may occur in some execution has been tested. The coverage of all relationships that may exist between pairs of objects is also desirable, since it enforces the execution of all paths responsible for the assignment of object references to some fields of a given object. This criterion is complementary with respect to the traditional coverage criteria. It is particularly suited to the object-oriented programming because it considers object creation and enforces a deep examination of the relationships that may exist between the created objects. Recovery of the static and dynamic object diagram was experimented on the C++ application Guten Browser. The tool Rev Engineering was employed for the static analysis, and the program traces necessary for the dynamic analysis were obtained by wrapping the GDB debugger. The first figure shows a portion of the class diagram of the Gutenberg browser program as produced by Rev Engineering. The second figure contains the object diagram of Guten Browser resulting from the static analysis performed by the tool. By contrasting these two figures, we can see that the class GutenBrowser view is referenced by a field of GutenBrowser in the class diagram, while there is no object that instantiates it in the object diagram, and that is because there is no program statement allocating any GutenBrowser view object. Further, three test cases were executed to produce three dynamic versions of the object diagram. The object diagrams resulting from the analysis of three execution traces contain a component part as shown in the first figure. This contains all objects referenced by the instance of GutenBrowser that were present in the static diagram. The multiplicity of the instantiated objects becomes more clear with this view. Second figure shows the proportions of the object diagram specific to the three test cases. The dynamically computed object diagrams provide more important information on the actual object creation that occurs in specific runtime conditions. Additionally, considering the object coverage criterion, some objects are not instantiated in any of the three test cases. To reach complete object coverage, some additional tests were undertaken, after which both the object coverage and inter-object relationship coverage were achieved. So, as we can see that the presence of classes that are instantiated multiple times in multiple places are not so apparent from the class diagrams. They are better revealed by the static and dynamic object diagrams. Moreover, the association of the dynamic diagrams with test cases enrich the class instances and the associated relationships with semantic information obtained as the functionality by each test case. Future work will involve, firstly, improving the usability of the recovered information by providing the user with an interface which supports filtering the extracted information, browsing the results, and searching for specific data. Secondly, validating the usefulness of the reverse engineering diagrams. And finally, comparing the proposed testing criteria with other object-oriented testing techniques. This paper does an excellent job of providing a real-world case study and elucidating it with the static and dynamic object and class diagrams.